Let me be clear, every single case of corruption that needs to be investigated is being looked into. Once evidence is found to ground the prosecution, that will happen and happen swiftly. Charges have been drafted and are ready for filing in the case of Republic versus Wontumi and Akuntamine.
Yen somewhere for nyina kwaba ebiem emra jumadi so as usual. Mesani abusuan pani kafu so aduomi era hia. Ensama ekoso ewo oman Ghana mu. Yede ni nyina ebre ahefo na afi no. Yedi ho nkomo after His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Asian Centrofo na one Ghana fo edi nkomo no. Enkomo bebre ene frachire eba mampane di nsem bebre ene tudwa orenchemu bebre so ene ma Ghana fo badan abusua ene de ampese ya ne se yekotie video no a na wo ye ho analysis na fe ya sa kotie next video na wo sa ye ho analysis na ya sa next video so enti ensema mampane di tudwa no edoso bare ne yebetie ni nyina one by one na fe no ye biebie nsem nim na edi ho nkomo na bibia aye kama badan yeni kanko ananse wo behwa ebiti se fante comedy obi asori a okeka nsem e social media no so okeka nsem egu aban ne ho fi eno ene nam so His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Asian Centrofo no okasafa ho se omo de ade bia ba ba bia wo se bia no oka nsem e de gu aban ne ho fi a ye beba be chew eno achi no ense amanfo yam statistics wo mo quick one iye nche we mrekoba ye beto aso.
The last time the GJA came to me, I mentioned to them that as the world changes and new technologies come, we're moving from not having just the traditional media into having what we call the new media. These are all the new social media instruments like TikTok, like Facebook, like X, and all of them. And so the traditional sense of journalists like you, most of you trained and working in media houses that have a corporate identity and can be held responsible for the information that you put out, is beginning to change. We have a new crop of I'll call them neo-journalists, who anybody with a phone and a camera can report news or comments on national issues. Now the point is, who holds those people responsible? And that's what he's saying. If you go to some of the WhatsApp platforms, or you go to some of the commentaries in the TikToks and others, we have what we call hate speech, incitement to violence. Those are criminal. Despite the fact that we have removed the criminal libel laws, there are some laws that make such people accountable. Because if we don't regulate that sector, it can lead this nation to war. There are some of the incendiary statements that have been made in the Boko situation that are fueling some of what is happening there, making people hate each other and see each other as enemies. It's been the same in the Gonja Brefo thing. Some people fanning and inciting violence against each other. This falls in the ambit of the National Signals Bureau. And so the National Signals Bureau now has the technology to use your IP number and find you wherever you are. So I'm sending a signal to Ghanaians that we can find you those doing those hate speech and things. We'll use your IP number, we'll trace you. And when we trace you, we'll deal with you under the criminal code for inciting violence and disturbance of the peace. But I believe that beyond that, we must start making regulation for this new media because it's unregulated. And so anybody just takes a phone and says, oh, this plane crash, I wish that so and so had been the one in the helicopter and had died, and dwarfs have eaten him in the forest. I mean, why would you say something like that? And so we need regulation for that new emerging media. But in the meantime, the National Signals Bureau has been given the full authority to track down people who do that kind of thing and bring them to be sanctioned under the criminal code.
Okay, Baba, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, and say, Ninkoma wadi, and the pressure about the tunkophobia so. Yeah. Because Nansen Nkrophobia and misbehave too much. But quick one, okay.
Mamentia, ya helpful na ye na o masi na yenko. Mr. Bright, yeah. a good decision. And our take as a man. Sometimes when it comes to certain stage, I also worry.
O there be some penny na kasa. Man penny some of the atudwa. Ye ni hu nkomo.
Some penny you worry for. When your papa no ta what here wutimi dwan adwempa. Make go say man penny hwe na you di na chi. Lordina. Enti ana hu the way we see answer questions no. So enne ya wo say gina na wo be worry no. Wo good. Nti me da midi ka da wase ene timu power bone adwempa nyankopon hira so minister enche wo ba obe kan ho na de tie nie anra me fe mampanyini dada John Evans Atamas ne calmness how we answer questions the obeka ne twi wo de twi yi na no the obeka brofo de brofo yi na no and enye se wo de brofo na wo de twi yi ano keke accurate answers and whatever. Emma who the kind of leader or lead you? Emma who the kind of leader or ye mampenini ewa woman. In general meniji and I'm sa kai mampenini mes because edu baby one more cross sa kai. So I'm saying 20 BBC no say so majority now monyano. Mode be fano so na mode aye niema na no no do I look like a supreme leader? Ayatollah Khamenei. Oh yes, Iran supreme leader na no. Mamimra sa video ya wabo iso na yenko anim the writer very very necessary and I think say who here said the most powerful man wo man mu no anya hwe no sese wa me hu adwuma na ya sense ntwoni so wo do nwa beka ho so wa ko school said ye work no ana hu hye dan ko school but ne na konya ba enti TikTok, Twitter, all the social media handlers no Wunya smartphone bi na wote animu a wotumi ka ne obeka no obia no papa ye sama waka no enye hu na de beto so na emom be ma wodwe na ye adwuma amon se samfa won ne Twitter metie abusu panyi wo brighter media so a obi anim na obetumi akwakoche ne simple na so sa Twitter no sa Instagram no sa TikTok no sa wan na metete so no sa won so manimi wuni na me kwaka ne enim asa ye betimi ya tracy ya baba beche
because misinformation no nanse na doso no do twade obi kwatimi kase onu kwade so otena radio election date no ye koto ye dika koto NPP fo de ye wi a enu achi no yakoto NDC fo de
we a set person ya che na wote won mo sa identity ya koche no we nu nyina na so mo de chin dada but wo de ma me concentrate we no so what you say share and before say John Dramani Mahama ebe meet pressy na joy at shada for the past best 9 months in na no ayibia maye no corruption case bia ani bibia piem firi aban we mu no Joy FM ni Joy News ho tete wo mo o mbe so munya scandal e di firi aban mu ti no ma kofa de abase aya ship ya yi excavators nyekuma ba na smuggle dia ba o man mu a wo de ko enu asem ni Jesus John Dramani Mahama o kan ho asem so when we nyina ye niema as a media station as individual wanya akonya wanya Facebook account ni bi wanya TikTok account ni bi any social media handle wo so no wo kasa wo di bibi beto on ma wo be verify before say wo de we ba no ni enim say NDC guam waso wo mo yo na omo aye mra adia to force publication ho na asipi na asita se bibia wo be type bibia wo de be ba information enye accurate na wo bo sem na wo kan wo na mra na ubedie John Dramani Mahama de ato enye wono a ye de ama NIB no ye de ama police security services no security agencies no se name kwotna me TikTok no so na me ma address me na bia account to ato me data ti me de be ka buru nsem a wo ka ria ye nim ba bia ote but ye wo idea enu nti na newu bia TikTok no bia Facebook na wo hia ne ma ye wo particulars e betimi aboa me hu se e be distinguish we fra foforo ma me hu se we aye the brighter we aye same we abusua eti e betimi atresiwu ne aba abechiwo so this time no ene radio station kwa enenye TV stations nkwa enenye mimi nu mienu die ya de beka se e call limelight obi ahu ye ni bia boss FMC ye ni bia TV3 si ye ni bia Wesinti ye call direct na nipa no bi cry in the course of the program na yakwa akwache no enye no nkwa na emom ye ne wo Adam network so say ye rhythm say ye video say ye aura ene ade ni nyina no aban no wakwanya obetimi dia beche
na onim se sa misinformation ya manfo ye no social media so no His Excellency John Dramani Mahama 2016 election.
I no crapa. I no crapa. Renan no MPP force adi asembi by misinformation. Sir John Dramani Mahama no on person electoral commission shall say edi electoral results ne edi beba. Enunti eteki Ibrahim Mahama. And some prominent people be more memu and sana John Dramani Mahama makwa more release. Woko Twitter and I say eye anomano so na obekwa kodro X na Sharoto senso dia beto say 8 years still omugusu twantoro. And misinformation so obo the ekoso e was Savannah region benyini and nenam so nipa base over 30 one more than 13,000 a year Ivorians omu dia tukotena and 65% asaba back here hwe and the ekoso was sampa hwe and the ekoso won kura wodro nyina no e fa ya misinformation woko and sampa one mo ewo page bi o ma bebie a ebi mo bia sabe omu di atem oba Asante region binum so bie page ni bia omu di atem so and chieftaincy issues awodro na ekoso any ade no ebinum ye won takra wo gem ne gugu social media no so and ye bie unnecessary account and ye did those chieftaincies ni edi ye dey atoto so and ye the political parties in dey atoto so and ye did nsemu no social media so the brighter na ebeye se enra no sa question ne bae and indeed Sansantroni no ko bisa ne mani agye no and the answer John Dramani Mahama de bae no be ma obia na montu a wo tutuo no obeya hwe yi
na ensemi beto dwa no ena manfo bisa question say ene e beden na Wontumi media Wontumi TV movement TV wo ma ya adwuma
eno de
because wo mo de ba misinformation a wo mo ya de pa nti san ne ma we sande beba nyina no wo mo mbede
obeya adwuma no madwuma no wono mbeye abra NPP are taking over
mfante comedy mu NPP fo mu go TikTok
for now
o mede
so we mfante comedy a okoya wo ba yeyi o ma ne be ni wonwie na asem ne de so we ne TikTok ne ma na oye na ebu abam osua nyansa jimi no ana first no wo jimi enze se wate so ma hwe ne ba ko mienu bi a wadwa wanko deep anko kanse mu no bia de asie no no de beto na no obisa question ye ene ade a enti you know ebema sanity aba system nim di brighter Wontumi de ya wo kan ene no sabiu enye mo ban na wo so ana ogasa ai ye de ye MPP for na MPP na wo so na Wontumi na ye national chairman enti no de ebeka bia na enko ba bia ene upo ene ba ne de papa tia se enye o de na wo so enye o de ni bia enti owo we decent e wo radio ni TV no so se de be ya ankonya amane enti ye ba ne se na ya kan sa no e kina so obi no koyi nika na aban no kofa na ankotra ba bi nkoka nsem hunu because ye beto aba no ensama abronye kae ensama ohene ba kae efa election se de be si ato no na ba bia wo ma bia ma example we Kotoko sesi a me ne me friend teacher enra na yedi nkomo so nkomo de die mu na obisa Ghana se nam se Ghana ye eno me nso mi bisa se won se nam se na nso amoma mpanyin so adai ofiri se akonya no eye fi akonya na no asma wo kan yanka no Togo ha enam se adai no se we ene Facebook no ane TikTok no ne ade no ya bra e wo Togo ha no ya bande na adai ya president ne se nkrofon nam sa social media no so e di ridicule no asre no nti ya bande no ho. You see the kind of freedom I want member. Go to go away. Wontumi TV stations on social media so nka sansem phone fam ampanyin wo da. Some ampanyin akodi won wan kasa spokesperson na yire. And na wo. Never. Not in Togo. Ye ne Togo ha. But ha no freedom no ne democracy na de ba ye no no. Ya mana traso. Eni emu bi ejimi de boroso. Enti ye free say democracy, freedom of speech. Enti obetimi na nso freedom of speech no obetimi ya freedom no waka. Na aka wi ade be ba be si eche ndie. Memra no entimi emprotect wo ho enu ti na ye very necessary say sa advantage ya nya na ye kebi ma menka bia ye kura mu afrafi apema ankura de okuru mienu edi besi na no ye be kura mu yiye na ye ma freedom of speech no emekata so ne emfa ni nsem hu no ewa ntimi de minimum panyin ya adwen say wa betra social media no so YouTube o TV station radio station o betro be di nsem hu no bia na enye no kure no aba ne mamra nko fawo
yensanko next video so mampania di nkomo na nkomo we no okantwi enti yenyina yenko because ebrason se prosecution start here yenti we mra
investigations na here with regards to oral senya okan no MPP abreso mo de nhihye bi by ayemra se abane wudi efa case bi ho se ebia wafesika na bibia wo akwenya obetimi aka se yo ene aban case na mode kwedu amode bomme no me sande sika na se agudie bia na se bibia mode bomme kwedu no me sande aba se ne be ya bomfa menkoto how do they call imprisonment if you ask mom family got to if you say enti ayemra edaho enti obi ayabo no kwedu bia ewo to me say obeka say you ene yentwa so na memfa say imra na yenjai sa you know enti eno enye aban ene ebeka eye nipa yede na kugina court and so say oka say oh munjai asem no mu na memfa say imra na say agudie bia me fire me famra na se japade bia me fire me famra na se bibi aban wa kwenya se yebeka se de bi enje na yebeto aso any case no enti ejina case no ene ni anipa ne ye enti still aban wo to me say even though wako emra na se aka se me pese me san ede bibi bema aban na aban eja case no mu aban betimi aka se de bi yempe yenje enti eno a case by case se o sheda ede adwembone ewia yesika a echese eso a yegyina echese I don't know how to explain I just say abo aban anase oman car you to me say ebeka say yempe nia wode ba no na yede obekwa akoto efiase ba ni be raise no ka say na wode no koto efiase wa na obeto aduane ama no wa na obehwe no oyare a wode no beko hospital enti say wewia sika na okase o sande sika be mawa ene ho wonfa so say yebegi sika chen say yede nipa no beko efiase enti ye no de Attorney General ene behwe no akan nia ehia
onke yebusua onse asemu ya mampanyini ken yewura kwabrado for de ene ba ne ente ase and me say be company bitterly say si ye ne saade a ebema manyofo no afa wo mo adwo say ye niska ye nwie wo man no se duru de na se oban foforo ba na onwrem no ohu a ebi kura ye face kan ye ani ye de akosto treasure bill ye de ye business bi enti ebe wo mfaso na man enu oni anyi mfaso ne ani aba na kotena se ne aka yen se aban ye srew we de ye ne ya sika na mpa ye 5 ye 1 million ji wa de na mfaso na ka hono no wadi sa sika na ka aban no na aban de ye adwuma nke bia nke nya nsi ho but we ria amon de any project ato treasure bill adidi ho a afi ohun se nwasam ba ye ne de okopochewo se me disika no beba ne age enu na yebufu ya ne ente ase na sa NPP na ya mrade to ho oni bibi ha na me bisa me ho question se adenti na kwabenado fo de ne bai no ene na NPP fo no criticizes excellency John Dramani Mahama ene attorney general because amra no mo na mo kokoyeye enya atwomye ana nya atwom ne hypocrisy nti me anu na mo enti na me be kasa asem ya wakan me hu dream se samu penso na mo ye sa amra ne de to ho na enei aban fofraba ne mra mo ye no parliament na ndc fo ne ka ho even do mo ye no akodi obi no obi se ne me ba nam de misika aba na mo jamia eye de na nka MPP afede mo be kasa ho nya atwom ye ni hypocrisy no
ena mimi hu ni se ebia no mu nim se o mbe wie sika nti o mu ye samra no de ato enti se NDC ba no mo ye mfanche
politician what is bonsam wanya de encheko na se botaye ne tesa ne ntachira edi enti na in the first place kwa ba tante se me ye samra no sanya kro no wai wadwe se bia bebo man no na da chi bi se bia ye be chiwa wakotena se na waka na watua enka bede kro na samra se bedwani wakotena se mo ye sa nkwase amra we dia beto so ayamu penso enemra we ba ya mo yoye enene aba enjondoman mama kan samba ko bi manage was I ewo na so eduru ba bia ewo aban no ho ane atoni jona so mbeti asese ye begi sika no anasa yenye obi nso bekas ai samo anyi sika na mo de ne kokoto a ye nsa nka sika ntie ne nka mo nyi sika no nko de tie nie me ne sofo na wo boase no ya adwen say sene tie bia yenye sika obeba ka ni yenye sika ne mo mra nsa ni tie nie pa So the medical can see a case, a magic scanner, dear. Omo be wia sa dia ye omo tamaye business o edu dia no discanable but ye just can wia ya sa kire wo se wo bu o man na fa so enu nti sa na tie dia ya mra nu bedu am akoda afiase afiase ne dia e wo so bi o te se bia akobie ti mimi se kwabna do fo nse me no omo nya adwene da so wade atum say there was a problem what the sika brain ya mo man face the consequences no say the medical catch the brighter 8 years na NPP ba bem ebi a first year no na me real o man sika 2 billion 2 billion 7 years da manim and am de koye investment ensi hu say na nipa no benya the next 7 years no so money you should have 2 billion so the bibia nkan si hu say na be nti the 2 billion na eba without ensi hu ni eja na nipa no kom no I cheat so sam emrano se ne jondoman mama atna se na ela ya na dan kwa kufado ne mra shebidwafo yeye so mei kwa ya yentu agudie wo mu no enne sabra no mutimi makwa mankrofo kutu agudie amomo tu agudie ne seye nkwaye no enne jondoman mama bae wo so wo sesa sabra na edafia eno mpo osabo so adia samra we wo nsa nyimfifio masa jondoman mama ya man that majority no two-thirds no Omomode no nyimfru onye supreme leader said they are no kind and indeed he is not a supreme leader ka bi ma men ka bi niye but messe ne die ne ambrase so samra we no eye nkwase amra nyansa bi eni we mu so wa wia me no age atomo se ma wia me de niema na ebra unti no ano no wa mamra na ani a kire obesa be wiawo okay enti messe no mamra na adwuma okay
yemfri ho amanfo se na MPP fuyi asa ne mo mbe ye 8 years yedu ba bi entwa ye batoko kan yesenka. But quick one, young next video. So, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Edin Komo, Efa corruption akoso, prosecution babe starte. Chama Wontumi die wom, obisi na post so die wom, adubu ahendie wom, abusua iye nkotemra.
Also for the National Cathedral, we are awaiting a forensic audit from the Auditor General. Additionally, charges have been drafted and are ready for filing in the case of Republic versus Wontumi and Akuntamaine. The Economic and Organized Crime Office, EOCO, is finalizing its report with respect to Exim Bank transactions. Dockets are in preparation for the buffer stock case and the drip equipment case. Investigations are ongoing into the African Cup of Nations case, the Mart Set case, and approximately 20 other cases currently. Let me be clear, every single case of corruption that needs to be investigated is being looked into. And once evidence is found to ground the prosecution, that will happen and happen swiftly. Looking within, we launched a code of conduct for public officials with an insistence on strict compliance. A high-level working group has been inaugurated to draft a new anti-corruption strategy. Several prosecutions have begun, progressing steadily and remaining firmly on course. In the Republic versus Edubwan and 3 others, the state has submitted witness statements together with all other documents, and trial has commenced. And the first of 3 prosecution witnesses have been called and have been cross-examined by counsel for the accused person. With the SkyTrain case, for instance, the prosecutors have secured a trial date, as all preliminary matters have been concluded and the trial is set to commence. For the National Service Authority case, due to its expansive nature, charges have been drafted and will be filed as soon as the legal year begins against the following person: the Republic versus Osei Sibe, the Republic versus Eric Nyakun, the Republic versus Gifty Owari.
Okay, Yabusha.
I say, and I say, Sanu ye na fair dubu ahende ho no. Video ya wa boy mi yiri makoma pa. Me sha say from a dubu ahin. E ma me di Captain Smart ho yawo. E to da wonya abotre. To da wonya abotre pa. O ka say obetena onua TV so be ka say Attorney General ya ban lawyer panyin no. Oni nyina so bia anti case no odum ja. Oh yeah pa. So be kai.
Me tie.
Sometimes I am very careful kakra. As if say Captain Smart, Mr. Knowing all. And
I do boy case you between a quatrasa. And this is going to know.
And to me, quatrasa. And to me, won't send some Nana Captain Smart canono. Na ye me one. Say, and Dr. Akrutingi and Yini, Abraba Wabon Hono. But Enra, Mampeni Kasimbi, was say, Ebinum say yache, and the prosecutor will be no. We can never rush to court abra ye nyina so ne yensam yenkekensie ni yi okokɔto abedi fo enu nti before so obekɔkɔto no e wo se nya abotre na yensam ekura ye de kwa se de body brighter no ye asɛm a ye de kɔto judge animu a judge ntimi ntwamu anyim firi hɔ no entime ne je ho now wa me hu se dubu ahi case no se nkɔdai wo mu guso a wo sesai first witness second witness and third witness so as journalist wo Captain Smart crowd ye wo bempemfo nche me amete yi ade na wo mompini wo mo wo fa fon na Alfred Dominica continue anyi ni obefa me fa fon na mfre na bi kura wo mfa nti ade na wo mompini no papa dubu ahede ne sei na akọ we misinformation na ye kan wasem na bia nie ti ye kina ne yakofa Captain Smart say ensem odi begu ho no oni nyina so a na obi tifie se ade ne ye tata nsentrofo enti di better many aje dubu ahede no de many gbiem ye sky train no oh yeah the brighter yentimi ntia $2 million and from a South African company ya hu train ya hu sky na de ye kojo from me akona wo ye jimi no kodua me menim nyini ya ebo ya bere ye no na onkonu na afuro eti obi na beduro no ma no bisa wa meni no so kojo me o na afuro no kojo furo me ya nya kojo furo me sabi ya nya jimi fo aye ton gare nsuo to aye ntoma kwa kata so ne akogina nwunumu ya mra na atuo enti sky train ye $2 million edie na $2 million sentiment nyam fama ye ene kore central region, northern region, asante region, all the 16 regions here, some of them are finding it very difficult to mbenya nsuo dia no $2 million unimbo ho so betime tutu e dia ma ye tua dia mo dasani wa dis canady et se poalugu dam ye tua $12 million here Dr. Mahmoud Bomiase mewie e korea ya beto ba no ko no se me ba be ye eni dam no da ho ye nya dam no enso $12 million ye nim ba bia nam enti sky train is some panyina kan wasama kan be hampa se no so attorney general guso wa process tie a won mu guso a enche ye bete ho asem afei wo move ho no ana okọ nanim owieta sky train no ana wode national cathedral a very important topic.
National cathedral so omunhwe ni ye
a very important topic
so anu kwa de so abronya se bibia babonten obia so bia mfahwe
obia mfahwe na 90
na da want to asem abronya beka
$97 million na de ade
so abronya na beka
samomo na kosibu atentena ata no so IPT one na so dem on ma ono ye secretary wo mojeje ye na momo no de ba ye ne de ba ye ne eso ate no
allege
wo mo information we de anya allege bi mu enwemu na ba na etre se momo a wo mo je ye gbegu wo mo fon so no kosibu aten wo mo jigu wo mo fon so senator cathedrals mpanyimfo no sika wo mo je ye no nya ho akonta no mbebu ye ti we de me nkasa allege afei manage pa because ebinom keka say John Dramani Mahama ba ye ana ye prayers no Alfred and Williams no won mu a wo di national cathedral no tintimanya wo wiye sika di sika ase wo manager pade atu amana de ato mponchani na agurumu no maka bomu ni ade yansa to na pampam bompa ma no enti jirigogo bi koso anre anu nti ntimi nya national cathedral no wasem enti mi say na mewra ho sesa na tie amampanyi John Dramani Mahama ene wo ye de o ma ne twamo na obedi nso hu hwamo bada no amani gye se eno nso it is in a pipeline mani nkoye pipeline amanyofo pe pipeline asem dodo pipe na de be pai no niema be pia frimu pa
na untumi so de are
me ba enu nti omonye ne ntam na omomfa nko ne ehu ne be kwa akosie owie ye no ene oba untumi chema untumi eye very necessary na unse sese no
what nkomo bodie
yeah sese sa wo hra unim se Asante region ena Baumiaba tichema untumi no okasa no ochirem okọ NIB no ba bi okodae wo say ha fia na ayesi na asa ayesi ena ayesi na ahwe na me biemu pa enu na me hwese chema untumi ampa nko beto bombu bia but in decent wan ka bibia yeah
na ne yukofo no yemfa amanfo nko
enu nti na wo ba na sam na no wo kan se wo ma abro nya nche wo mu no mene ne ya adwen no esese nipa abrabo esese wo jimi ni ma no be nyansani
yoko ye hwe na yoko ekura nya yi anenke de wo ko
wadwen ne nya adwuma before so be free NIB wo bo se no wadwen ya place
na me mfa nko
na me ma dwen nya adwuma me ma dwen nya adwuma
some man force the way see fire no
me fire ne kwa so me fire ne kwaso on say ma fire bi anye nukre me betra he na say kati drama fire say asofo mo ya akromfo yi apenwemu aba na me de ka so mo akromfo na sabie waji momo vendor waji momo sika ya send 2 million na dia me de brighter be bu nwa konta so de 1.8 na aba 20 na aka onye kromfo etie no me fire ma fire in the professional way me fire na bra anye professional way fire professional way it would him say no aye Wontumi adwena place well ne kasam kura ne hwe ne dimi na hwe ne gestures ye ene ade asesa chema Wontumi ampa anu nti no John Dramani Mahama access sudua say nye se Wontumi wafa no ho akodi anu so wo mo wie enkrade wo so wo mo wie attorney general ebe proceed to court the brighter ma yenye na nansententan eche mwanketwa ne gya akese obi te sache ma Wontumi samra ne timi sonomu na mpa wodi fo na de che ma Wontumi koto afiase a the brighter I am telling you obi a wonam kwan bone so ye man ni bia na behwe ne nante yi I'm telling you obi a na mom no se wo gya che ma Wontumi na me a mete manso atwede manso aye do me beposo manso wa anwan ankam na me de agya me fa aye asewura na makodwira na tie ne kakra na mabe hono na se menya bia na menya bie no oba be cheme a in the first place wonni adwene yes say edue nya wo be wo no sabi yetu ase ye nsensene so sa wo kochi se nipa na wasene dua no so ase ne da so si wo ebe sa afefe enti wo se yetu ase no ase ye hutuo ne bi ni chema Wontumi cause on wo ska what the first cavators here what the touch and fan here na me a miniska no makoye la sulala menya biedi so don't come and arrest me, it doesn't make sense. Arrest ma Wontumi timrani ni dia ebe yense na ho e de ama wo mo asabe wo mo so ekotu sa abrabo no na wo mo so ahwe mu yi wo wieye no wo connection service gift wo worry na I say no na ye me nwanwa say gift wo worry wo ba ye wo masa piano na ko she efi ho no ne bede na gala
efi ho de no ho da
but such scandal we ba ye ne se efi no aye eku a omubu wo mo ho na wo no wo integrity kakra ene ketokriku a keni kwasan ko mo gine biem e kwasan ko mo suspend no asem wentimi nsi wo England asem wentimi nsi Spain na wo whole football association omo panyini baako e wo a whole football aye English Premier League no mo board no so jirigwa wo sei no masa kan ababata ho anti na abrofo nim nyansa ti no omne ma omuye nyina ekọ nkan ye asam be na wote ye edifa Japan Prime Minister ho Japan Prime Minister Shirugu wa resign adenti no wa resign a aba wo mo to ye no sese wo lose the majority no ofie ho afei sikasem nkoyie e wo Japan ho wo mo sika no aba fom eno any reason they resign you okay and but bibi need so for atade no obetra wo no nim se wo jimi but obejimi awie o man sa enti enye mo se gift award da so wo efe won nyansa bi anim so eno mani gi se National Service Secretariat wo mo mo bo mo nyina ene wo mo di nwasem nyina no aban ni guso na otu ho na mo se ne be ya obi a wodi nsemu no bia no aban ni ombedie the brighter buffer stock e hon so asem bai kwan ye fa so ye nua ne ye di sie ni e kra ne ye resa ne be ya SHS no ne ade ene ahokyere ba be ye pia nkrofo bi fa girigogo so ye binum seda e bie store ebie ayi ne de ama ye yere no ne ye wie nuane kogum ne ye koton mani age sa aban na ka ho asemo last one me ka ho asemo na yakọ eye Marset Napo education minister
but Napo de
me pesa udisi Napo de o fesi na me
se Napo de no o se o be basa no eye kula wan fa ma bonten wanye dede wono no ye ya no no mo ko kasae nti we se nka negotiation bi nkoso na Napo de Napo ntweska no
the brighter besra mo mama yen close all the prisons wo Ghana ha ne mo nyina nkonko kaseku ne nya obi a ye ni prison wa ha ene obi obedi boni bia nkonko kaseku ne nya
but na person ho yemmobo
the brighter nti ye prisons ni nyina ye mfanya factory na se ye ni prison wo Ghana asame na aka no
se bi so betun aba se ona na education minister
so
but e bia nyo no na ye sade no
ana wote Ghana ha yi mampanyini one way education minister one way Ghana water company one penyi no da no petroleum one way da no NPP all the sectors mampanyi na da no one way head tie he is the head and one point to mu nyina nti die nkoyie ne asedum so oba ye mfa mo energy minister ne abo Mahama straight Napo as education minister wo na wo hwehwe na watuatua na wayi nkrofo a yedwo nti se wo ho na wa appoint obi nti na mka John Dramani Mahama se DC bi jimi ya nhwema ne nyimi nwie se minister bi jimi ya nhwema ne nyimi nwie se sano na fa nipa foforo bra na atra ma ne jimi nwie na niema ne jinsemu a wo John Dramani Mahama on ye bebo sobo nti se evia ye mfa nse enye napo onim ho hwea he was the education minister tientimi nyini mfirim nti wo mre nti no wo frɛ na wo mankwankwa frɛ eye district education director no wo frɛ napo no ti won ko ya no eye me say anansententa no emo bi say na wo sache wo mo eche mo kakraka say ya nketoa no na ya ye okay na ehun say kese mpo na achi ni na me ketoa ene wo say me hwem ho yi
quick one yento so na yenko tie wenso emra His Excellency John Dramani Mahama akasa ede afa cedi ene dollar no ho yebehwa wo mo ba so no anase NDC aban betena so no etia ko 10 cedi basisia me no kasei asan arise akodu 2 cedi mampani achim
value. It was undervalued at 16 and it probably is overvalued at 10, but somewhere between there we have the real value of the cedi. And so I believe that it is about stopping rapid depreciation of the currency. Almost every currency would realize either depreciation or appreciation in the course of a year. But when you have steep depreciation of about, like we had in 2024, 25% depreciation in the currency in the first half of the year, it makes planning difficult. And so, yes, Bank of Ghana has been intervening in the forex market, but they've withdrawn. And what happened was that because of the rapid appreciation in the value of the cedi, we saw an exponential increase in imports, because then people could buy cheaper dollars and so they could import more, which is a natural economic phenomenon. But on the other side, exporters are not happy because they get less cedis for what they export. And so every country tries to find out a balance where exporters are able to do good business and importers are not overburdened by high forex rates. Where that lies, I don't know. I'm not a central bank. But the cedi is making an adjustment, and I believe that it will settle at a certain rate. And we will make sure that any depreciation that occurs in the value of the cedi is within a margin of about 5% per annum. That is what we target. And so for now, there's still speculation. It's also coincided with a period where we saw a reduction of 50% in remittances, because our citizens in the diaspora were taken aback by the rapid appreciation of the cedi. And so if somebody was building a house, if he was going to send $100,000, it meant that he was losing a certain percentage of that 100,000. And most of them would decide to adopt a wait-and-see attitude and say, oh, no, as for cedi, it's not possible that the cedi can regain its value to that extent. By all means, it will go up again. So I'll hold back my remittance until the cedi goes back up. So we saw a 50% reduction, but there were also some other factors. There were some money transfer companies that were collecting cedis abroad and not repatriating collecting dollars abroad and not repatriating the dollars. There were other, which we're investigating, there were other cases where people applied through the commercial banks for foreign exchange to cover imports. And those monies are transferred to pay for imports, but the imports never came into Ghana. And we've studied a period of 4 years, and over the period of 4 years, about $42 billion was taken out of this country without the corresponding imports coming into the country. And so we've started sanctioning some banks, and soon we'll start interrogating some individuals who ostensibly took money out against imports but never brought those imports. We want to know what happened and if there was wrongdoing to sanction whoever it is. While we work to stabilize our economy and improve the value of our currency, we must protect that currency, because a strong CD is good for all of us. But when that happens, some people try to take advantage of it. And I think that we should all condemn anything like that.
His Excellency John Dramani Mahama.
Mamenya sa mfato ketua we mfama. Na obia beti ase. Nyame adma be minister obeware. Ade ba ko wo so de tu tirim. Say anigye entimi ntena wade ni mu nkosi awie ye da. Etoda anigye beba. Etoda areho beba. Etoda ese waye monyo. Eto envy and sex. Etoda wo da ye ne nchen pa wo be makora merem. Atoda odi bo ani anaka 2 minutes na ho aba but wo be kwa na ho mada na wabere na otu no ada sa na sidi netie enti ko US ko UK ko other developed countries na korona bi so mo se ya no musika sam ne timi gina wa totota na
Who can ko sise
ya me kan ko sinse man pani make example bi se sa na sika sam tie economy anya dia etimi gina wa sa ewa na asesa ewa na atane ewa na asesa na mmom
meba so and this MPP ewa ban mu musi and this MPP for the dollar ni dwane omumu oman ni ye na NDC buy na koda 10 now within the shortest time say kotova eno de wo sesa na tie
okay me da se pa this question kama mi wie nka bo se sa question we kran ka obisa kra na mmom the most important thing is say ebegina baby am you say sidi no enyina fa akode na so yede ya 10 to 12
some people time na gina baby
MPP
say na gina 6 series to 17 series
o to ade anopa 12 no ebobo 12 na asesa o say o ba 12 5 na asesa 1 na asesa enwumre 4 na asesa maame anwane yese was 200 ye ane me yi mobile money wo gina ne nchen ya mobile money papa hey maame pa chonye 200 bi say I said 100 aka ho
oh yeah right pa na happen
asembe na woken abayi ba ye no yesi wonni otumfo no sendansi ni wa abrochire enne for the past 8 months ni no da ben no obi se me to ade a me gina hwa ya sa atom
ebi see that
ana me ko ye 1 week ya atom yeah let's be fair to ourselves ya ti so ayon ross ya ti so be si sabre ye free 10,000 ba 7,000 no ya atom biem the brighter anu ni epe ya stabilization no anu ti John Dramani Mahama na emre bi obeka che ye say one anya dia all expect to see the baba below 10 anya hwe no 10 to 12 sa range one we say gina ene we kan ye kodru 15 ana adru 40 ana the brighter moma nya abotre de we kan hand de no ano de bia memeka me say ada sidi ni bebu ni pa jenjenjen na kwa kodru 14 15 no me horo papa na papa but for now onu ho okay and in the range na o kan na emu no mu gina till let's accept that na yanko ti mani je se ode san fato ho no baaye na ode beto niam mu na ode cheche enti sa na sikasam de etie ti na America to da na niam nkoyi to da na besiwo UK sa eniam sa na wo se na mum e wo se hu se aha na gina enti obi e wo di dwa wo ye businessman nim se aha na range ni sika nse se wo enti emma no ye stable emma na dwe no agina yie no kwan obefa so obedi dwa but se wonim na kwa se na no bi de na ye no a okwa hu ne woko wo ba hu ne wo ba nti for now dear a stabilize okay nti won so question na obisa no meyi ano okay sanity
yere wasi
fancy mama mo central for abaso for the first time unim so mko jimi yank meka oh yeah cause now no ye nyan central for bia wo from senior journalist yanko bisa mampanyina sam no koya I like your fabric nyansa be ne na ba ko nso frada media kase nkran was mampanyina want to ask you how did you feel when you received the award ya mampanyina mandate se wo mebu o man no mampanyina dadren central funds amomra mebisa nyansa sam fama monkrofa wo se na tade ye no you like his fabric won so koya wo se award wa kodie no wo feel say ade nyansa sam no but enra utim say top notch questions nyansa sam no mu bisaye and obi okoye bia comporto no ba ko mienu bi no mu bisa question as a ready pamphlet nti dru baby mampanyini ayi philosopher ka aka chense bra nti question ne say but me rate wo man nonsense ntofo mkosia mampanyina memo mu 95% nti kudos yankon sa na ehia panyimfu ate sa yemise nyansa sam yemise question edemfa so ba yempuntu mu enye jimi questions na atoda ye mu bi ye kwa na ebisa no mewie ye ko 27 September ti upo umpo wo wade 27th wadi chenchirenche baso finally abosomfo yipuma kwemu me bra wo wade enti donation betimi aba hon pacho ya for number nto so no obi won ma obi kura ba wabuche the bright ware ene ma mento suit nkoma no the bright ware ma me nko ontimi ma na wo twen ko biasa ne ngomako se wo ba frabrocho no ba ko ba beto connection enti wantimi ama meto connection ene ma mfa 100 bi nsende no enu ntumi nya wo wedding no tie ne ye pa enu ntumi nya wo wedding no expenses are wabon ntumi nya wo wedding but efe so what you say eka wabon sa ni 200 100 ntumi nya expenses no e ma anware ama wo be ware e ba be ware but efe enti fa number no tu ani fa mo
mo expose wa me say mu sen expose me
when you expose the brother
usa de bi wo ha a secret
Dabi aware shouldn't be a secret obi a wo dwamanfo wo ye tutu ni wo nka no kore no so ma no so mema wo be ware a wo disie
me so de bi ansi
na yes treated by invitation to invite I want to ma the brother ye open because wo ho dwo oba wa hia no so ye oba open no obi ehu se me ware eye nhira anipa mema se na te se wasebe wo mo wa adwuma kakra wo mo ya wo mo timi adwen about ataware da no enti nyame enti 27th September ya mo pese mo di bi send wo the number na to ani amfa to ani me read the comment ni nyina wo dey just pass your comment but the number ne be ma wo bright usu eno ani din no wo send mobile money na ebeba nya no ano no
abusha yakra mo yekoy be sa ba biem